Trinity had spent enough time lying around waiting for things to get better. She stood up and browsed the books, looking for something interesting to read. "Carter!" she squealed. "Oh, goddess, I missed you. Where have you been?" "Reece assigned me to some special pack business." "Sounds mysterious," Trinity beamed. "How are you feeling?" Carter looked at her warily. "I heard you were in a bad place." "It hasn't been easy." Trinity knew she could hide nothing from her cousin. "But I'm doing okay." "I'm sorry, Trin." Carter patted the seat next to him. "But I do have some good news, something that will cheer you up. I ran into Noah on my way up, and he asked me to let you know." Carter loved a big reveal. "Drum roll, please." "Carter, tell me," Trini giggled. Okay. Carter laughed. "The Alpha got you approved to sit your exams." "Oh my goddess!" Trini leapt to her feet screaming. "Really?" "You have to take all 4 of them consecutively. And on a Saturday, but yes, really." Trinity was jumping for joy. She wouldn't have to fail her classes after all. On the day of Trinity's exams, Reece was up before dawn. He had almost 24 pack warriors at the ready. Reece had been advised to let them handle everything. The warriors insisted on reporting back to him when everything was over. They said it would be best to not allow the enemy access to him if they were truly after his position. Reece refused. Reece accompanied the warriors to the campus, with Vincent and one of the other guards escorting Little Bunny. Upon arrival, they could smell that rogue wolves had been scouting the area. "I'm sorry, Alpha," Kenneth, one of the warriors, explained nervously. "Something funny is happening to these trails." "Funny?" Reece couldn't help the edge from creeping into his voice. "Explain, Kenneth." "Well, the smell keeps fading in and out when it gets to a certain point." Kenneth seemed reluctant to elaborate. When Reece approached Kenneth, he recognized the scent of the rogue wolves that had been scouting the school. But as he got closer, he noticed the smell fading in and out. It didn't disappear altogether, not like with the warlocks on Riley's estate, but it was enough to make the scent difficult to follow. "This is exactly what I was afraid of." Reece approached the edge of the forest, where the smell appeared to continue. "Tell the guards at the school to be extra alert," Reece ordered Kenneth. "Whoever might try to attack could have the aid of warlocks." Kenneth's eyes went wide. "Warlocks?" Reece nodded. "Why would warlocks be working with these wolves? Are they rogues or from a pack? Are they trying to get to me? Or do they want my little bunny?" Reece's mind returned to the same suspicion that had been bouncing around in his mind since their visit to Riley's pack. Reece wondered if Trinity's mother was even aware that anything had happened at all until she was surprised with the baby. But he couldn't ask her either. She was dead. There had just been some things that made Reece wonder, like how Little Bunny's eyes glowed in the forest on the day she was attacked. She seemed to be tracking the warlocks with little trouble until Reece had broken her concentration. It was like she could see past all the trees through the night itself to see them. Then there was the color of her eyes. Of course, they were unusual when they were glowing bright blue and white, but even on a normal day, they weren't typical for a werewolf. Most wolves would have green, yellow, gold, brown, or hazel eyes. Is she half human? Is she half warlock? Or is she something else completely? Reece had more questions than answers as he slowly tracked the scent of the wolves, moving with great care so he didn't lose it completely. Reece's entire body stood at attention. It was the scent of his beta. Reece's second in command, his cousin, Caleb. He'd been in this area, and recently. What has Caleb been doing here? Reece followed the trail. Then Reece hit it. It was some kind of invisible barrier, but instead of stopping Reece in his tracks or making him bounce back, it cut off his senses. Not entirely, but he couldn't smell the wolf anymore. He could barely see the prints on the ground. He couldn't even hear his own breathing, ragged as it was from anger, frustration, and his sprint to find the rogue wolf. Something wasn't right here. Warlocks. How far will Reece go to save his Luna? Will Reece know the truth about the connection between the Warlocks and Trinity? Is there an enemy within Reece's own pack?
Want to know what happens next? Click on the link in the description below to watch further episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.